Welcome to Simply Explain All, where we uncover the complex hidden truths behind the technology giants ruling our modern digital lives. Today we expose the dark reality of Microsoft's dominance, a story of forced upgrades, massive electronic waste, and unchecked corporate greed. Meet Devin, a dedicated IT engineer who is currently facing a professional nightmare that threatens to overwhelm his entire department operations. The clock is ticking down relentlessly toward the end of support for Windows 10, a deadline that haunts millions of professionals. Devin stares at the screen in disbelief as he realizes that his perfectly functioning hardware is suddenly deemed obsolete by Microsoft. He is not alone in this struggle, as businesses everywhere face the grim reality of upgrading thousands of machines or facing risks. The new operating system demands specific hardware requirements that disqualify millions of computers that are otherwise powerful enough for daily tasks. This tiny security chip has become the gatekeeper, locking out countless users and forcing them into an expensive cycle of consumption. Devin must now explain to his superiors why they need to spend a fortune replacing computers that were working fine yesterday. This is not just a corporate inconvenience. It is a global phenomenon affecting schools, hospitals, governments, and small businesses around the world. To understand why this is happening, we must look at the sheer scale of power that Microsoft holds over our infrastructure. With over 70% of the desktop market share, their decisions do not just affect customers, they shape the global economy. We saw a terrifying glimpse of this dependency in July 2024, when a single update error paralyzed global systems. Hospitals were forced to cancel surgeries and return to pen and paper, proving that our reliance on this monopoly is dangerous. Financial institutions froze, flights were grounded, and the fragility of a world running on a single software ecosystem was exposed. When one company holds the keys to the digital kingdom, a simple mistake can cascade into a catastrophe of global proportions. Yet, amidst these failures, the leadership continues to push forward with aggressive strategies that prioritize market control over system stability. Security experts have long warned that a monoculture in software creates the perfect environment for widespread attacks and systemic failures. Alternatives exist, but the ecosystem is designed to be sticky, making it incredibly difficult for the average user to leave. This is the trap of vendor lock-in, where the cost of switching becomes so high that customers are forced to comply. Back in the warehouse, Devin looks at the mounting pile of hardware that is being retired simply because of software incompatibility. This brings us to the most tangible impact of Microsoft's decision, a looming environmental disaster of unprecedented scale and consequence. Analysts estimate that nearly 240 million computers could become electronic waste solely due to the end of Windows 10. These are not broken machines. They are capable devices that are being sentenced to death by an arbitrary software requirement. If you stack these discarded laptops, the pile would reach heights that rival the tallest architectural structures built by humanity. Much of this waste ends up in developing nations, creating toxic hazards for local communities who process the scraps for metal. The human cost is real, as toxic chemicals from batteries and circuit boards leach into the soil and groundwater systems. The irony is palpable when you compare these scenes of destruction with the company's polished marketing campaigns about environmental sustainability. They promise to be carbon negative, yet their business decisions are directly accelerating the accumulation of global electronic waste. Recycling is not the solution when perfectly functional devices are being destroyed years before their actual physical end of life. The refurbishment market, which usually extends the life of devices, is being strangled by these strict and unnecessary hardware limitations. Manufacturing millions of new computers to replace the old ones generates a massive carbon footprint that no offset program can fix. Factories are running overtime to produce replacements, consuming rare earth metals and energy, all to run a slightly different interface. For consumers, this is an unwanted tax on their digital lives, forcing spending during a time of global economic uncertainty. But the hardware crisis is only the surface. Underneath lies a more insidious issue concerning your personal data and privacy. Microsoft has increasingly integrated cloud services that automatically scan and upload your personal files, often without clear explicit consent. Hidden within miles of legal text are clauses that allow the company to access your data if they deem it necessary. New features are being tested that constantly capture screenshots of your activity, creating a searchable history of everything you have done. This centralization of personal history creates a honeypot for hackers and raises terrifying questions about who can access this information. If their automated systems flag your content as inappropriate, you could be locked out of your entire digital life instantly. Algorithms now judge your private photos and documents, acting as a judge, jury, and executioner without any human oversight involved. The operating system has transformed from a tool you own into a surveillance platform that monitors your behavior for profit. Your habits, your location, and your interests are packaged and utilized to serve the advertising machinery that drives tech revenue. Users often find that privacy settings are confusing, hidden, or sometimes reset automatically after a major system update is installed. The interface itself is becoming a billboard, with ads appearing in the start menu and system settings of a paid product. Trust is eroding, leading professionals like Devon to take physical measures to protect their privacy from the software they use. While users struggle with costs and privacy loss, the corporation itself is enjoying a period of unprecedented financial success. The company continues to report record-breaking profits, fueled by cloud dominance and the aggressive monetization of their user base. However, this wealth is not shared, as thousands of employees have been laid off in a ruthless drive for efficiency. Headlines from recent years tell a story of mass workforce reductions, leaving talented engineers and staff without their livelihoods. While the workforce shrinks, the compensation for top executives has skyrocketed, creating a massive disparity that angers many observers. Reports indicate that the CEO received a compensation package valued at nearly $100 million amidst these cuts. The priority is clear: maximize shareholder value at any cost, regardless of the impact on employees, customers, or the environment. This relentless pursuit of growth drives every decision, from the forced hardware upgrades to the intrusion into user data. For people like Devon, the reality is working longer hours to fix problems created by a company that earns billions. But the tide may be turning as governments around the world begin to wake up to the dangers of this monopoly. Regulators, particularly in the European Union, are stepping up their efforts to curb the power of big tech giants. New laws like the Digital Markets Act aim to force open these closed ecosystems and allow for fair competition. The right to repair movement is gaining momentum, demanding that software should not be used to make hardware obsolete prematurely. Consumers are demanding the freedom to keep their devices running and to choose software that respects their privacy and property. Governments are realizing that relying on a single foreign corporation for their critical infrastructure is a national security risk. Some public administrations are already exploring open-source alternatives to break free from the cycle of forced upgrades and licensing fees. For Devon, these regulatory changes offer a glimmer of hope that the endless cycle of IT firefighting might eventually end. Public awareness is the first step toward change, and the backlash against these policies is growing louder every single day. We must realize that our devices are capable of much more than what the manufacturer allows us to do with them. From the mountains of e-waste to the invasion of our privacy, the cost of this monopoly is simply too high. The question now falls to us as consumers and citizens. Will we continue to accept this, or will we demand better? A future is possible where technology serves humanity, respects our planet, and protects our rights rather than exploiting them. Devon finishes his shift, hopeful that the systems of tomorrow will be built on principles of sustainability and fairness. Thank you for watching Simply Explain All. If you found this video seeking truth valuable, please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the world of technology. Until next time, keep questioning the world around you. Every click matters. Share this video to spread awareness about the digital crisis we are all facing together today. We can transform our waste into something valuable if we change our perspective on how we use and discard technology. Education is key. Teaching the next generation about open software ensures they are not bound by the chains of monopolies. Let us strive for a balance where innovation does not come at the cost of our environment or our freedom. The digital world is vast and full of potential. It is up to us to shape it responsibly. Consider trying alternatives. You might find that breaking away from the giant is easier than you ever imagined. Community-driven software offers a path where users are partners, not products to be sold to the highest bidder. Unlock your potential and take back control of your digital identity before it is too late to do so. Professionals like Devon are leading the charge, finding smart solutions to keep systems running without unnecessary waste. Stability is achievable without sacrificing our values. It just requires the courage to step outside the established norm. Let's protect our world. Every device saved from the landfill is a victory for the planet and future generations. Join the conversation on our social media channels. We want to hear your stories and your experiences with technology. Keep your eyes open. The tech landscape is shifting, and awareness is your best defense against exploitation. Technology should be a partner in our progress, not a master that dictates how we live and work. Ripple effects start small. Your individual choice to repair or switch software can inspire others to do the same. Security comes from transparency, not obscurity. Open systems allow us to find and fix flaws faster and better. Don't just live in the cloud. Understand who owns the sky and what they are doing with your data. Clean your system, reclaim your space, and optimize your digital environment for your own needs, not theirs. Peace of mind comes when you know your tools are working for you, securely and sustainably every single day. Efficiency isn't about the newest gadget. It is about using what we have to its fullest potential effectively. Your old device could be a lifeline for someone else. Don't trash it. Donate or repurpose it for good. The repair revolution is here. Join the millions who are choosing to fix rather than replace their electronics. Taking apart your device demystifies the technology. It reminds you that you own it and you can control it. Understanding the parts makes the whole less intimidating. Knowledge is the ultimate power in the digital age we live in. Decentralization offers a path away from monopolies. Distributed systems are more resilient and harder to control or shut down. Privacy is a fundamental human right. Do not let convenience trick you into giving it up without a fight. Build your defenses. Be proactive about your digital security and do not rely solely on the default settings provided. Professionals know that true security requires layers of protection and constant vigilance against evolving threats in the wild. Open source is a philosophy of sharing and improvement. It is the antithesis of the closed, proprietary model. The friendly penguin represents a world of choice. There is a flavor of Linux for almost every user need. The transition is smoother than you think. Modern alternatives look and feel very familiar to what you are used to. Even gaming, once the stronghold of Windows, is now thriving on other platforms thanks to compatibility layers and progress. Creatives are finding powerful, free tools that rival expensive industry standards, breaking the chains of monthly subscription fees. Imagine a world without subscription fatigue. Owning your software means you pay once or never, and keep it forever. Mentorship is vital. Passing on knowledge about ethical tech choices ensures the next generation makes better decisions than us. We need technology that lasts, like deep roots, providing stability rather than the fleeting lifespan of planned obsolescence. You have the power to say no. Do not let fear of missing out drive you to upgrade unnecessarily. Technology should be an equalizer, accessible to all, not a luxury good reserved for those who can afford upgrades. The solution to the Windows crisis is multifaceted, but it starts with simple acts of awareness and resistance. We are emerging from the dark ages of digital monopoly. The light of competition and fairness is getting brighter. Devon's story is a warning, but also a lesson. We can overcome these challenges if we are informed and prepared. We are all connected in this digital ecosystem. What happens to one user eventually impacts us all in some way. Let us rewrite the code of our digital future. Let us program a world that values people over profits. Plant the seeds of change today. Use your voice, your wallet, and your choices to shape the industry. Think critically about the tools you use. Ask questions. Demand answers. Do not settle for the status quo blindly. History shows that monopolies do not last forever. They crumble when the people decide they have had enough control. Break down the walls of the walled gardens. Embrace the open fields of interoperability and shared technological progress. As the sun sets on the era of Windows 10, let us ensure a new dawn of freedom rises. Devon is done for the day. He has done his part. Now it is your turn to do yours. We have covered a lot today. From personal struggles to global crises, the picture is clear and undeniable. Knowledge is power. Now that you know the truth, you are armed to make better decisions for your digital life. If you want to stay armed with knowledge, make sure you are subscribed to our channel for future updates. What are your thoughts? Are you upgrading or switching? Let us know in the comments section down below. Check out these other videos on the screen to continue your journey into understanding the complex world of technology. This has been Simply Explain All. We simplify the complex so you can understand the world a little better. Thank you for your time and attention. See you in the next video. Goodbye and stay safe out there.